Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So yesterday someone pointed me to a test I did a longer time ago and asked me to make a tutorial for this because I wrote in my description I will do a tutorial or something, but I never did so. And now I have some a little unexpected time, and yeah, let's make this. So this we will do this here. We don't need a volume build or something else. This we can do with almost with every version of cinema. Only thing you need is MoGraph for this. Okay, so let's do this. Back here. Okay. Good. We start with such a bust. So this is, you will find this in the sculpting in the content browser. In R21 I don't know if we still have this sculpting, but I have the old libraries as well in my content browser, you see it. So but I have my base meshes, sculpted base meshes, and this is the original, or this is the original one, but this is small with material, and I did one for me with quite big, you see, with 190 centimeter and without texture, and it's the same like this, just bigger and without texture. Good. And now I want this subdividing a little bit. So US is the shortcut for subdivide, and U-Shift-S is the shortcut for subdivide with settings. So U-Shift-S, you see I've subdivided now. One subdivision should be fine, but I want a smooth subdivision. So okay, yeah, that's good. I hope I can remember how I did this everything, but we will see. So the next step, I want to cut this slice this. So let's go to the side, edge mode, and KJ is the shortcut for the plane cut tool. And in older versions you hit K and go to the plane mode. So local is okay, here XY is okay, yep, this is the correct one. And let's say we make, don't know, 50 cuts, and the spacing is important here, so let's see how this looks. And yeah, we could take some more cuts, but for the tutorial I do it like this, so that we have a faster response and good. And what's very important here before we cut is activate select cuts. So we cut this. As I said, you can make more cuts if you want. So we have every 5 centimeter a cut now, and I cut this, click on it and wait until I see my selections. This needs a little bit, okay. So, and what I need just the selections, the splines here. So with the selection, I go to edge to spline. I have it here in my toolbar. You will find it under mesh and somewhere here as well. Edge to spline, yeah, here you have it as well. But I have it here, so edge to spline. And now under my female bust I have my spline. I don't need the bust anymore. So I just need the splines. Okay, so far so good. The next step is I put the spline simply in an extrude. So I selected my spline, hold my Alt key and click on extrude. So the extrude becomes parent. And it looks quite okay. So we have every 5 centimeter a cut, so we know should be equal to 5. And to close this whole things, we have to go to our female bust and say close spline. And you see, oops, this looks not really nice. We have here some problems. So how can we fix this? Good. I go to my spline here, point mode, and now I right click in the viewport and say explode segments. So under this spline now we have the cuts here. I don't need the first one, so I have here in my toolbar the delete without children. You can right click here as well and delete without children. Don't need the first one. So this is just like a null object here. Don't need it. And now I drag all my splines under the extrude. Okay, and in the extrude now we have to activate hierarchical. And let's see what we get now. This looks, of course, much better. And you can imagine that this whole thing looks, with more cuts, this looks nicer, of course. But so that we have faster, we can work faster, I made just these few cuts here. Good, and now what I want is to select all my splines, and I want here, I use an uniform spline. So, and don't need any subdivisions here, that looks better. And let's go here to a B spline or something else. Does not really change, so we don't want this edge here, so let's try subdivide it with 10 or even 20 and maybe 25 here, so it looks a little better, I think. So when we go smaller, we get a rounder curve here. Yeah, you can do this. We can change this to every time, so we are quite parametric here. And what we want in the caps, let's make 1 centimeter here, cap. This should work, yep, it works. 0.5. Okay, so far so good. Now I put this whole extrude in a fracture object because I want for each slice a different color. So I bring this in a fracture object, selected my extrude, alt click on fracture, go here to connect segment, explode segments and connect. Okay. That looks not so nice, because what I want to do first is I go to my extrude and make on the caps. I want some subdivisions here, of course, because we want to have access later to all small polygons. So we go here to the caps. Whoops. It's down here in the caps type. Go to a regular grid. And I open this here and quad dominant. And here smaller, let's say 5 centimeter. This could work. Can make this smaller, of course. 3. Okay. This is it. We are right. We can work here quite nice. So we have. Yeah, that looks better for me. Okay. Now I get a fracture. This looks much better now. And I use this because on the fracture we can use effectors. And so I select my fracture and make a random effector for the color. Random, and in here I just want, here nothing, just want the color mode, effector color. And so we get different colors here everywhere. This is exactly what I want. But let's hide this for the moment. And now I want to have, as I said, access to all these polygons. So what I do, I bring this fracture in a null object with Alt G. And under the null object, I want a PolyFX. So a null object is selected, shift click on it, maybe a child. This Looks, everything should be fine here. Yes, 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 yes. And in the effector, I take a shader effector. So I select my PolyFX and click on shader effector. So it should be automatically assigned. Where is my shader effector here? Okay, yeah, shader effector is in here. And in the shader effector, I want the scale to -1. So you see, we have you see that we see nothing. Okay. The shading, here I use a noise. And now you see we have here different scales here. So let's go to make this a little higher, so 300. And when we up with, so now you see it nicely. We get this. Go here to world, and this looks quite nice. And when we now animate this, 1.4, and animate this, we get this. And this is exactly what we want. So now let's bring in a camera here. Coordinates 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, not 0, bring it down a little bit. Somewhere like here. Okay. And I will texture this with the Octane render, but it's exactly the same for the physical render. I showed it as often in the last times. So how you can work with the color shader in physical render and in Octane. So please watch the other tutorials if you don't know it. I show it, I don't know how many times, but often enough. So I think we don't have to repeat it every time. So okay. So I go now to my Octane here, left arrow, swoop, and let's render this for now. So we see what we get here. Okay, nice. So now I want a new material. Let's make a glossy material. And here I want a node editor, bing, ding, ding. So okay, let's bring the random effector in again so that we have our colors. So I know meanwhile that okay, this is, I don't know if I tried it in 2020 here, maybe it works now. So I try to make a demograph. The color shader should work, of course, when I put this on the fracture object. So let's see. Yep, that works. But I want to colorize this, and normally we should be able to just bring a colorizer in between these two. So it still does not work. So good. I have to delete this, go to the colorizer and bring in here the MoGraph shader, then it works. Color shader. So now we should have black and white. Yep, that's it. So let's make this a little nicer. I bring in my Octane rig. And immediately we get much nicer lighting and the reflection and everything. Everything we want. So good, load little roughness in here. 0.1, and well, let's go up a little with the index here. Yeah, that looks nice. So, and of course, now we can play with the viewers. This is all we can play now with our shader effector. And take different noises and everything, so whatever you want. Let's say, let's try okay, but turbulence, and maybe we make just let's go to make it 500, and you just play around and maybe just one octave. C, maybe one cycle. So you can play, and everything should still work. So you see. Everything works perfect. Okay. 0. I go back to my Naki. Normally I like Naki, I like Lucky. And of course you can play here with the contrast. When I go back, so I have more small pieces. Like this. We can make the polygons bigger. Then we go to our extrude caps, and let's see, here make 5. So we have bigger polygons, which looks very nice. And of course you can change the caps type as well. So when we go here to our caps, let's try the PolyFX for now. And in R21 we have the Delaunay or Delaunay. This looks quite nice, and I don't want it quite dominant. And the density is very low. If I want even lower, so I can go to my 90. So, and if I now go to the Effector, we get very interesting things here. So it looks very interesting, if you ask me. So, and maybe make it again. Yeah, something a bit quad dominant. And this should still work, of course. And go to the shader Effector, contrast, and go a little down with the contrast, so I get more of. Yeah, that looks nice. Look at this. Yeah, I like this. So, and this is the whole trick on this thing here. So let's go to the material. Yeah, patrons can already download this on my Patreon site. And but I'm not sure how I'm sure I did the same way. So. What colorizer, and here make this a little more contrast. Yeah, it looks nice. Maybe what I every time try, just take another. I'll make here backgrounds, and maybe darker background. And maybe another HDRI here, Shift F8. This is indoor. Where are my labs here? what could we make even more? But I think when we make more here, let's stop this for the moment and could give the pieces maybe some thickness, but I think then we will lose our color shader. So that goes. Very interesting. But for now that we see a little more, I go back to my regular grid. 5 centimeters is fine for me. I got really nice things here. Yeah. I should save this maybe as let's name it simply PolyFX. As I said, this is already on Patreon, this project file. PolyFX. Okay, let's try, but I think when we as I said, when I try to bring some thickness in the polygons, well, let's try it. So I go to my null here and put on a okay, this does not work because when I take another and extrude and connect. -1 and now you see we have all the cubes, but we lost, as I expected it, as I lost my color shader. Now let's try different things. Maybe, but I like it with not so no thickness. But let's see how we can. Maybe I find a way. So I don't need to connect as well. Now I have back my color shader. What could we do? Wait. Stop the render for a moment. We could try here explosion effects. Bring the explosion effects under the or about, we will see it. Good. Change nothing. Time 0. Can 0 area. In the cluster we have thickness, you see. But I think, no, this is not, go to 1 here. It does something. It looks not bad, but it's not no. How does it look when we put it in the camera? Could still render it could look nice, but because we have more polygons than. Yeah, but this. Let's go out and let's bring the explosion after the PolyFX. Ah, now I have my thickness. Now I have it, I think. 0.2. Yeah, now I have it. And it should work with the. I hope it works with the color shader. It works with the color shader. Look at this. Great. Yeah, that looks great. So let's go to the camera. You do not really see it from this side, but if you want to make some other angles for the camera or something like that, you will see the thickness. Yeah, this is great. And does the animation still works? Should, why not? So, yeah. And I don't need, I set the time to, I don't need a timer, do I? No, okay. Yeah, we are done. We should normally even be able to bevel this, but I think this would be too much. We can try to use here in the material. We have here round corners, round edges. Here, round edges. And bring in here the node. We have here a node with round edges. Somewhere here. Bring cover out of the camera. Now it does nothing because I'm on the radius of 0, of course. But, oh, come on. I'm still in the camera. Let's see if we see some difference then. So we have here a hard edge and then we got a round corner. Yeah, that works. Yeah, these round edges, unfortunately, we don't have in physical render. Yeah, perfect. Look, 1.1. We have now round edges on each of our thing. It would work. I just try it. Why not? So disconnect this. Save it. And yeah, why not? I think it will crash, but what chance? We are ready with the tutorial more than less, so let's try it. I take a bevel. And before I bring it in the right place, I go to 0.1 with 2 subdivisions. Let's go to 0.1 so we see something. And where to place it on after the explosion effects. see if this does something for you, or for us. It still calculates. I cannot move it in the viewport at the moment, so I think it calculates and calculates and calculates, because there's a lot to calculate. Yeah. This is not a good idea. Okay. That's what I expected, the crash. But you see, with the rounded edges node, it works quite nice. Rounded corners, not rounded edges. Yeah, okay. So I don't work here now and don't start again, because we have seen everything we need. And yeah, this is all. I hope you like this. And I totally forgot this tutorial, and it's a nice one. And of course you can use here now almost every object you need or you want. And it does, yeah, if you have you have seen, if you have your splines and you put it in a extrude, it will not work. You have to explode the segments first of the spline. Then it works like this. Okay, so that's it. Now my pizza should come in 15 minutes latest. So okay, I wish you all a wonderful evening or a wonderful day wherever you are, I don't know. And yeah, please show me your results. Here are so many possibilities. You can do so much things with this. Please show me your results on my. I would love if you show it on my on our Facebook group. Okay, so as I said, patrons can download the project file already. It's online since I made this test. And if you wanna support me on Patreon, the link is in the description as well. And if you wanna donate, which I appreciate too, of course, a link for PayPal is in the description as well. And yeah, if you have questions, requests, complaints, whatever, please write me in the comments on my Facebook site, on our Facebook group, on my website, and wherever you find me. And I always try to answer everything. So yeah, if it needs a little longer, please be patient. But normally, now it's now it's done with the Babel, it seems. Okay, but we don't render now. The Babel, disabled the Babel, but this is not at the moment. We would see something. So this with the Babel is not a good idea. Good. Okay, that's it. I wish you all the best here from Austria, Vienna, and say tschüss und baba.